Hi guys, in this video we're gonna learn how to run a test cases which is a asynchronous process, and we're gonna also configure our jest library because whenever we are running it using npm test, whenever the test cases are fulfilled or failed, it's going to block out, it's going to return to the command prompt. So let's see how can we do this. So in our package.json, just in our here in the script, in here the test, we are just gonna write jest space dash dash watch. What it will do, it will run as a node mono in here. So we are gonna just run it npm test, and in our math.test.js we're gonna see how can we use a asynchronous process in here. So in here you can see in our command prompt, let's say I am going to zoom out here. So in here you can see, let's press W to watch more. And here you can see that all the options are here. Like to run all the tests we can use A, to run only the failed test we can use F, and these are all other options, and you can see in the documentation if you want to. So if we type A, it will run again all the test cases, and if you want to see only the failed test cases to run, you can use F. So yeah, that's how we can use the jest as to restart the function properly. Now we are gonna see how can we use a test asynchronous process we can use here. So let's see, so test asynchronous, let's say async, and we are using callback here, and in here we are just gonna use setTimeout, and we're gonna call back, and let's see, give 2 seconds, so 2000 millisecond, and here we are just gonna use the expect. So if let's say it is wrong, let's say expect 1.2b2, which is a failed test cases. But now if we run it, just save it here, and it is going to run in here, and you will see that it has been passed, but it should not be passed because it is a failed test cases. So that's why it is giving an error. So how can we do this? How can we correct this? So in here the jest file, jest library, give one, say to give an argument, and let's see, you can give any argument in here. I'm giving the done. In the previous, like in the REST API, we are using the next value for the next argument as a middleware. So in here we are using done, and in here done, it says whenever it's reading to a done, like whenever see the done argument, then it's going to be see that all the test cases has been passed. So now in here you can see that it is giving an error, and it is saying that expected 2 but received 1. So this is some small thing that we can do, but we are using async await for a proper use, so this is not how we are going to use. So first of all, we are gonna create one promise function in here. So we're gonna use add function in here as a promise, and we're giving 2 argument as a b, and what it will return, it will return a promise. So if we use return new promise, and it is taking two arguments, that is resolve and reject, and yeah. Now in here we are going to set a set timeout, which will take, let's say, 2 seconds. And here we are just gonna say that if a is less than 0 or b is less than 0, then we are gonna reject, means it is going to be fail. To reject, new error, number should be non-negative, which is not if it is negative. So if it is true, then if it is means it will not give any error, then we are gonna resolve it to give the sum, resolve a plus b. So this is our promise function, and we know that it is going to give failed test cases. So we're gonna just comment out, and we're gonna just create a new test cases in here, and let's say give the name should return sum of two number. So in here we're gonna use the done function here. First we're gonna see the primitive one, like we are going to use the done, and in here we're just gonna call the function in here. So what it will return, it means we are gonna use the dan function to add. We're gonna adding 3 and 2, and then we are calling dan, which will give the sum. And what we expect sum dot to be 5. Yeah, we are expecting it to be 5. Now if we run it, it will not give any error because we haven't used the done function in here. Yeah, you can see that it is not giving an error. Oh yeah, just use w and just use f in here. Yeah, it's giving an error, so we are gonna use the done here. And now if we run it, you can see in here that it has passed all the test cases. Should calculate total tape, should calculate all the, so return sum of two number. Now in here, this is the old-fashioned way. We are gonna use the async await function. So how can we use this? So same thing we're gonna use. We're gonna see in here that it's an async function in here, and also there is no need for this now. There is no need for async done, and we are gonna just because it returns a promise, then we're just gonna use expect const sum is equal to, we can use in here await function in here, and use the add function here, and use the 1020, and we know what it will return. It will return the expect sum dot to be 30. And now if we run it, we can see in here that the test cases has been passed, and we are using the async await function, and we don't need a done in here just as an argument in here.